Hey y'all. So hope everybody's doing amazing. I hope you rested well. Um I hope you guys are doing as awesome as I am today. Because listen, we got some stuff done today. Okay, we're done. We're done. And I'm excited. Um if you know, you know. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about balance. Um, so when I say balance, I mean having a balanced view of yourself, your self-perception, your perception on your outward perception, how you view things and situations, and also balance in your relationships. So a balanced perception of yourself would include knowing when when you're wrong about things and when you're right about things. Knowing what things you do well, what things are opportunities for growth. And that is something that I got from the Chief, and I just want to try to make sure that I keep that in mind. So instead of saying shortcomings, like opportunities for growth, we can do that together. But just when it comes to opportunities for growth, knowing that there are some areas that you don't have to grow in, right? It's not all bad, okay? You're not all bad. You're not all good, but you're not all bad. So I just think it's important to have a good perception, a balanced perception. Yes, I got some things that I could work on. But also, listen, when you can't see me in the kitchen though. I'm just saying, I can cook. And if I really feel like it, I can bake too. And that's just, some of my qualities. Ain't nobody got to tell me to praise the Most High. I got that. I got that. You ain't never got to worry about that with me. But I'm just saying. I'm sorry, y'all. So it's a good practice to look at yourself and say, okay, well, I focus a lot on the areas that I'm not doing so well in, but you know what? Let me just take inventory on the areas that I am doing well in. And I think that's just good practice for everybody. A balanced perception of life, like outward situations, is going to include you knowing when you were at fault for something. A lot of times, especially when we tell our life stories, it's easy to get into a place of saying, well, they did this to me. He did that to me. She did that to me. Blah, blah, blah. And sometimes along the way, we can kind of take that attitude on as if we've done nothing wrong. And I'll give you an example. When it comes to, I'll just say like an abusive relationship. Like, okay, maybe that person did just out the blue just change. But a lot of times in those situations, we just miss the red flags. It's always a red flag somewhere. It's always a red flag. And it's like, at this point, you lack discernment. Or you discerned something was wrong, but you said, you know what? I don't believe that about you. Like my last video, right? Or, when you have a falling out with people and, them people, they're like, when y'all was together, they ain't do nothing but talk about other folks. Well, what you thought they was going to do when it came to you? So you lack discernment. Now, there are times where we do get handed, some cards that we have never dealt out. But we don't want to get into the practice of saying that, oh my gosh, I don't know why, blah, 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 this, that, the other. Because a lot of times we do have a discernment, but we just say, no, I thought I was thinking crazy or something like that. And then you end up, where you should have went with it, but like the old folks say, your first mind. But saying all that to say, it can't always be somebody else's fault. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. I wouldn't lie. But sometimes it was you. It was me. It was us. We was just out there. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was balance in relationships. So, this goes for like any kind of relationship, friendship, relationships with family, just co-workers, anybody that you might establish a relationship with. Relationships cannot be one-sided. They have to be balanced. Otherwise, it won't be a fulfilling relationship to somebody. Like, you can't be to where you're always constantly pouring, and not end up empty at some point. So we have to be mindful of the people that are just going to take, because there are people like that that's just going to, they're going to always be woe with me. They're going to always have some kind of issue. And listen, I know life is hard. It is. So, not saying anything about people that are like, woe is me. But at some point, it's good to be getting a practice of being grateful. That's a side note. But, it's good to have people who can pour into you. Like, I am a natural encourager, and I can encourage, okay? And I don't mind pouring out. I just don't. But then I do have people in my life that will pour into me. And so I spend a lot of time, whenever I need it, getting with those people so that, I can be poured into. And I don't mind. And it's all, that's trauma. Okay, trauma. Like, I used to be like, well, I don't want no help. I'm just, let me crawl under this rock. But, we're getting better because we're growing from our trauma. We're healing and we're growing. But anyways, just making sure that you're not the only one always giving encouragement, always giving a listening ear, always giving finances. Definitely, okay? But just to be sure that your relationships, your perception of self, and your perception of life situations is balanced, it's going to be good practice, and we are going to be whole together. Okay? Listen, I never do this because I don't really be thinking about it, and it's my nerves, okay? But subscribe, tell your friends. My channel is The Good Mother, and I'm just gonna be encouraging. That's it. Other than that, I might talk about some scriptures from time to time as well. But if there's anything that you would like to hear me talk about, let me know. And I love you. Bye.